This episode is proudly sponsored by Bonds. Check out their Wonder Sleep sleeping bags at bonds.com.au or in-store now.
We would like to acknowledge the Bundjalung people, traditional custodians of this land where we record this podcast, and we pay our respects to elders past and present.
Hello, beautiful Bumpies. Welcome to Beyond the Bump, a podcast brought to you by Jayde Couldwell and Sophie Pearce.
This podcast is targeted at mums-to-be, and women in general.
And gents, feel free to have a listen too.
It's a place to have real discussions and ask real questions, no matter how hard, with honest and authentic conversations that leave you feeling lighter, more supported, and more understood after every listen.
We began as your go-to baby podcast and we're still right there with you in the thick of it. But now we're growing with you and your kids too.
From newborn chaos to raising tweens and teens, from identity shifts to perimenopause and everything in between. We're here to support the full ride of womanhood.
And as always, we can't promise that it will always be kept PG, so please be mindful around little ears. Here we go.
Hello, Jayde.
Hello, Disco Diva Sophie and all our bumpies listening. How are you this week?
I am actually so good this week. I'm just feeling good. I think it might be because I've got a child-free weekend ahead of me.
Oh, you got a Tassie?
Yes, the first I have had in...
Ever?
Not ever, but...
Long time.
What's it called? Memories history.
What the fuck?
Recent memory.
A vivid dream.
Recent memory. No, it's not a vivid dream. It's real life. Anyway, I'm going away with my husband. I'm actually really scared I'm going to get my period, but that's a story for another time.
Oh.
We will see.
For
but
next
I am
week.
feeling really, really great this week. I feel like bush kindy's been going better. You called me disco queen because we
Disco
threw a disco last Friday for my girls, and it was one of those moments I'm really trying to lean into saying like, why not? A bit more often. You know, like they asked me to do it. We were going to do it on the school holidays. Time got ahead of us. They just wanted a disco party for disco's
Good
sake.
for you.
It wasn't for a reason. It was no one's birthday. All of my family, except for me, gets their birthdays over and done with in the first 2 months of the year. So they obviously felt like they were lacking.
Yeah.
There hadn't been a party in a solid 6 months. And it was time. And every fibre of my body wanted to say no. Too hard basket. Why would we throw a party if it's no one's birthday? But we said, why not? And it was so much fun because it was no one's birthday. There was no pressure. Like I did not organise a single party game. We organised a few takeaway pizzas, so even feeding them was easy. Some parents stayed, some parents dropped and went. The kids were just so excited. Like I can't explain. The lead up was so happy and exciting. Poppy hand drew an invitation that then got texted to all the parents. So even that was cool. Cute. Like even one of the mums received it and she goes, I got a bit teary getting that because I haven't seen a hand drawn invite in so long. And even things were like, where? My house. Like did it on the day off I got a few being like, hey, so
what's
house? Your address? And I was like, oh yeah, true. My house probably isn't enough. We still have streamers, like those disco streamers.
I walked in today and I'm like, oh,
hanging in the front door. We say it's like going through a portal each time we come home into like a disco portal. And the part that was the most fun is I think the parents had just as much fun as the kids did.
So what music were you having?
So that morning I made a playlist with the girls and we sat down. You know, they've kind of got a playlist each that they've added songs they like to it. But the good thing is a lot of the songs my kids like is like Spice Girls.
Yeah. Because you're
pop stars.
You're
like I'm kind of
them.
like, I'm just feeding them the good stuff, you know. So we were having like they love Pitbull. And when Pitbull goes off with a few late 30s to early 40-year-old women on the dance floor, I tell you what. But I had this humbling moment where I looked around. It was about me and maybe 5 of my other girlfriends, as I said, anywhere from 35 through to 45. We were all doing the Mum Jig. Do you remember that from when you were a kid? When I was a kid, I remember looking around at all the mums and going, why are you all moving like that? And it's this kind of side to side. It's like a bit of a click. Every now and again there's a hand up in the... It's daggy. It's so fucking daggy. And I looked around at my friends and I was like, oh, we're we're mums.
We're having,
Do you know those moments where you
there's
go,
a fair fucking few of them at the moment.
we're mums. And I thought, all right, I've got to change this up. Like, what else?
What did you do?
I
Drop it like
didn't.
it's hot.
No, and that's the thing. Between the mum jig and the slut drop, I had nothing in between. And I wasn't about to bust out like twerking and slut dropping in front of a bunch of my kids and my kids' friends. So I was stuck with nothing. And I'm like, we all need to get together and learn, not necessarily like a choreographed routine because that's a bit much, but I'm like, I just need a few more moves that when I'm trying to look cool on the dance floor in front of my kids, especially as Poppy approaches the tweens, what do we do? Because I was looking around at us and I'm like, I remember when my mum and her friends were doing this and I was thinking, what are you doing?
See,
and now I am here.
I have no shame when it comes to dancing because I just know.
But it wasn't shame. I was looking deep in my brain and nothing
but you're
was
asking
there.
you're asking for dance moves, and I'm saying that as someone that really has come to terms with the fact that she was never a dancer, I like my moves. I'm like, these are cool. Like these, I'm feeling good.
Do you think you jig?
I am embarrassing because I do the fishing rod. Like,
oh, you go full shopping trolley.
Yeah, like I do all
What's
those.
called the lawnmower.
Yeah, like I'll go down the lift.
Okay, you're the next step up from the mum jig.
That, like, if Mia sees me near her, she will be like,
she's changing her birth
hell
certificate.
no. Even if she sees like a reel on social media, she's like, oh, mum, hell no. Why do you dance like that? And I'm like, because I don't know how any other way to dance. And I'm not a TikToker. Like, I don't know how to do your little – I just do these big, like, like, whatever. It's
I know,
my
but I
thing.
got to say it was so much fun because the only other time I've gone on a dance floor is when like those really random occasions like when we were in Byron Bay, we ended up in a club and you're looking around and you're like, shit, everyone else is 18. I feel so old. But all of a sudden I was like, I got no one to impress. These kids are 6, 3, 8.
Yep.
Like, let's go. And we
they're not
had
dancing.
a ball.
It's like, let's dance.
And the kids had a ball. And I got so many messages that night and the next morning from other mums and dads just being like, so-and-so came home. They said it was the best night of their life. So I don't know. I'm leaning in every now and again when I can be bothered into the why not, because sometimes my kids have got bloody good ideas of what a good time is. And it was a really good time.
I love that. Mine are all extreme. So me is like, if I was like, why not? I don't know where I'd end up. So I'm not going to put that out there. I
reckon Yumi would have fun at a disco party.
I know she'd love it, but she has her own disco parties at home all the time, and then
but she's on her own.
I know. I know. Sometimes I get involved. I've got to say, Shakira is right. Your hips do not lie. I cannot move them at all, and I don't know if I need to stretch more or whatnot. But there's just an issue at the moment where I'm like, I really wish I could shake my hips more than.
See, all
what
I was
can.
really doing in the jig was hips, hips and a click and a hand up in the air every now and again.
Do you know what I said? Why not to?
What?
You're going to kill me.
What?
Well, actually, Harry said it first, and I had to go along with it.
It's a pet of some sort.
It is a pet. How did you know?
Because you've been going through a hard time, and any time you go through a hard time, you think, you know what I need? Another dependent or
3.
a few. Yeah,
I
know. Yeah.
We're getting bunnies.
The bigger the burnout, the bigger the purchase of animals.
There
so bunnies. Okay, that seems low maintenance, except like your dogs will eat them.
Well, look, I feel like we're going to have them. I don't know. I'm going to do a bit of research.
Mate, I'm scared of your dogs. Imagine being a fluffy little bunny.
Oh, no. Do you know you used to have a best friend and it was a duck, and the duck used to like lay on her?
And then Juno ate it?
No, she didn't. She just
Why are we speaking in past tense?
She needs to become familiar. She needs to become familiar. Anyway, we'll keep you updated. Just thought I'd throw some more shit onto my my easy life, and we'll move on.
How's your week been? Doesn't sound promising. Sounds like you're over complaining, but it hasn't been great.
I am like, it's been good. I'm just not going to complain because I'm tired of myself. But can I just say, I feel like I need to just slip in some. All right, fine, I can. Teenagers, I'm never going to live this down. They are on another planet. I don't know if it's the deeper I'm getting in here, but it becomes like more insane and hilarious watching my child go through these highs and lows of hormones. Like, I now know why my husband laughs at me in my fits of rage.
Okay.
Because I'm kind of maybe getting that they are probably over the top and not necessary for what I'm being angry about. But if you dare say that while I'm in that moment, you could be killed.
Oh, the other day I said, I feel like I've been a bit irritable. And Nick said, yes. And I looked at him and I said, incorrect answer. That you're meant to say, I didn't notice, sweetheart. Oh, you've been a delight. Your company is so valued.
Okay, so me goes, so just for a few examples, sitting there on the couch, just having a nice time, and I hear this, Mom! And I'm like, oh, what is it? Where are the ice cubes? Well, in the freezer. There's not enough. Like, what's happened to them? Well, why aren't there any ice cubes? Cut to that, straight to, Mom! I'm like, what? Why? Oh my God, I hate pets. I hate all animals. I hate everyone. Why is everyone so annoying? I'm like, well, that I can relate to. I say that every now and then. And I said to her, I go,
and then what do? We buy 3 more bunnies.
We buy bunnies and we get into a real high stress state. But no, I sort of said, hey, usually when I get to that point of like everyone is an issue, that's my deep reflection that it could be me.
Be the common denominator.
Could be me. And she's like, there's nothing wrong with me.
So what do you think? Do you feel like you've been able to empathise with her more because you're like, I know that feeling where you're like, the world is out to get me. You're all stupid.
Yes.
And I hate you all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think also I look at her and I'm like, you are so young and little.
Yeah.
Like, you've got no idea what's going on. I'm not really someone to go off when it comes to hormones, let's be serious.
Yeah.
But I definitely can relate. And the poor girl's falling down my path. That household's going to be a real crisis zone in a few years, I'll tell you right now. But yeah, that's just a little bit of what's happening at the moment, just a little bit of craziness. But the other thing is, she came to me, of course, like, this doesn't end. You know how I was like, that's it, she doesn't get TikTok. That's it, no more.
Yeah.
She was dancing the other day. And I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing dancing when you don't have TikTok? Why are you doing TikTok dances if you don't have TikTok? She's like, I'm using CapCut. I'm like, why would you use CapCut for TikTok dances? Give me your phone. Give me your phone. Give me your phone now.
So how has she been able to download that?
Exactly.
So do you have something in place?
Okay. Somehow, this is how sneaky these little beings are.
Yeah.
I overhear her today because I couldn't work that out. I just feel like a real dumb mole in like the world at the moment, like in teenage.
Not as in you are, as in like
well,
you are.
But I do feel like just so silly because they're just so smart. And I was so smart.
But that's all they've ever known. You know what I mean? Like, they're
tricking me.
Yeah.
And anyway, now I'm just like, oh my God, I've been tricked again. So she goes, Billy, what's the code that's come up on your phone? I go, I'm walking past her bed with like all like the washing. I go, what code? What code got sent to Billy's phone? Why does she have a phone? Like, why does she have a code sent to her phone? What do you need from her phone? Tell me now what code you need. It's a TikTok code. Why does she have a TikTok code being sent to
Billy's her parent
phone? Dear Lord. Do you see?
So how? Wow.
So, yep. And I'm here. I thought that I got the controls right. I thought I set the apps from she can't have it before 9 a.m. and after 7. No. I set it the other way around.
Right.
So she can have it early in the morning.
And late at night.
So when I'm not around. She actually was honest. She goes, Mum, I'm just letting you know I've got all access to all my apps and you might want to maybe change that. But
have you got it that during the day she can access TikTok and stuff, or had you got rid of that access?
No, I thought that I had the 1 hour control. She's like, no, it's coming up on my phone. I'm like, oh, I haven't even... I'm trying to do the right thing. She's let me know that that's happening after the fact that she already got it back somehow because you can actually download, like she can't download or delete apps. You can put all these, I've just got to sit there and work it out. It's a slog of a thing. But there are a lot of options you can do if you get it right.
So are you thinking that you'll let her have 1 hour?
I know I sound like I am an absolute like sucked in parent, but this is trying to balance this teenage realm of communication and trying to get it right. I'm trying to get it right. And I don't want her not to come to me. I really don't want her to do it behind my back because they will. This is the thing. She's going to do it. So everyone's on TikTok. This is how I communicate. This, and this.
I think I've just found it so confronting this week because I've obviously it's a very run-of-the-mill outfit video that I posted to TikTok. It was back in May. It was on Mother's Day. It's like what I'm wearing as a mum of 3 on Mother's Day or whatever. I had this yellow T-shirt on that says mother in red across it and a pair of jeans just to paint the picture.
Yeah,
so obviously this was back in May. Somewhere this has obviously been shared, and for the past 48 hours it has just been inundated with stale pale male men. It is just all these like sugar daddy. Let me read some of them to you.
Please do.
Because I think this was the reminder that I needed.
Raoul has come into the inbox.
No, but I was like, this is the reminder that I needed, that it's like there's fucking freaks out there. And obviously these people are speaking to a grown adult. I'm not saying they're saying this to a child. But I'm like, sometimes we need to remember like the people that are out there. Okay, you're hot just saying. Come here with it. Hot. You look gorgeous with that yellow. You almost taste like a pineapple. Looking good, good. Okay, you got me going. That song and you. Looking fine. Accept your request anytime, baby girl. I'm Rob from Illinois. Slide into my DMs. Right? Okay, that's all the comments. And then my message requests. Can I soak with you? No, I would rather gouge my eye out with a fucking spoon. That's me, not them. Go naked, come find me, spelt C-U-M. How are you doing this wonderful night? Come to Illinois, USA. It's going off in Illinois. Anyone. Is Pearce your birth name or your married last name? Just wondering because I'd love to get in touch with you. I just think sometimes we're like,
hey,
oh,
I totally get it.
You know?
I am with you. That is absolutely disgusting.
And I feel rattled and disgusted, and I'm like a 34-year-old
But I'll say that to her and she'll go, Mum,
fully dressed
I'm not
on the internet.
I'm not on public. I'm on private. It's just my friends.
I know, but still the things they might see.
I'm with you. This is where I've come to if she gets an hour.
Yeah.
And that's it. And she's like, I don't even go on there. If they're not on the TikTok, then they're on YouTube.
But
Shorts.
why can't if it's all private? And I know you can't. You can't necessarily
Okay.
If it's all private, why not go elsewhere?
So
why not keep it in the group chat if it's all private?
Because they like to do their little TikTok dances and then people see it and then like their friends see it. They like to be in with the now without being like in with the now. So I was like, I need to come up. She was in front of me sitting there and I'm like, I need to come up with something that makes me feel okay with you being on there. And I said, you need to really, what is it? Stand your case?
Like
why?
Prove your case.
And she's like, and this is what proved to me how young she is. She's like, I don't know, just because like everyone else has it, like whatever, who cares? I'm like, I care.
Yeah.
Because of all the XYZs. Anyway, I was like, you know what? Okay, this is what my rule is going to be. You get it for 1 hour. That is it. I'm serious, 1 hour. When I get all the controls correct. And then on top of that, I will be checking your phone thoroughly. And this is not because I don't trust you. This is because I don't trust.
But that's fine. She's a teenager. We can't trust
her
Yeah.
with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I'm going to look at the camera. Which camera am I on? That one. When I say this, I mean it. You cannot ever trust a teenager.
Yeah.
Ever. They're mini liars, whether they like it or not, and they are out to get you. And they are selfish, but it is all a part of growth. Do not believe anything they say. No, you can accept I love you.
Yeah, but then go, what do you want?
Because she stacked and unstacked the dishwasher and then that happened. So my point is just be careful. I really think here I just give me your phone. I'm looking through it, having a good old scroll.
Random times.
And I know, you know how I said, like, if we ever saw a celebrity's phone, would I pick it up and look through it? I'm like, no, because that's someone's. I felt this feeling with her stuff. I'm like, I don't want to look through your personal stuff. It's far more than that. It is, I have to, because you're not old enough to understand any of it. So I have to. Yeah. So if you want to be on this social platform, Mummy's in there. I'm all over it. I'm in there. I'm around. I'm looking in. I'm questioning things.
Will she let you follow her?
No way in hell.
Well, then I think she needs to.
I think that, all right, I'll bring it to the table. That would be a rule
of mine. And I'd be like, and I'm checking that you're not muting me from things, because that'll be the next thing. She'll allow you to follow her and then she'll mute everything.
I'm all over Instagram.
I would just be like, if you want it, you have to let me follow you. And if you mute or block me from anything and I find out, you're off it completely. That's what I'd say.
Okay.
But I know I've been on this anti-tech tirade, and I don't mean to be. It's just I'm like...
Hey, it's an easier life, I'll tell you.
I know, but I'm from the slightly lower generation, as in terms of like the age of my kids. Yeah. And it terrifies me. And so that's why I asked these questions. We had this really interesting thing even at the disco, where one of the girls at the disco had a dumb phone. And so that's like one that can't go on the internet. All it can do is call and text. And the only contact she had saved was like her sister, her mum and her dad.
Oh, bless her.
Anyway, I saw a few kids gathering around, and I said to Nick, can you just check like what they're doing? And he walked over and he's like, is that a phone? And she was like, yeah. Oh, yeah. I want to call my mum. And Nick's like, can you come and help her? Like, she will be more comfortable with you. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. So I went over and she called her mum, and it was really funny because she didn't really know how to use it. Yeah, and her mum answered, and she told me, I want to call my mum to come pick me up. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Anyway, she called her mum, and her mum answered, and she goes, Mum, just calling you to tell you I'm fine. She's like, okay, bye, and hung up. And so I texted her mum after and was like, she just wanted to give you a call. I hope that's okay. Everything's fine. And she wrote back saying, lol, that was so funny. Like, I was trying not to laugh out loud. It's the first time she's ever used it. And I just was trying not to laugh on the other end of the line. But the thing that I thought was so interesting was the way that the phone still caused this disconnect at the disco. Like, I ended up having to say to her, Dal, you've got to put that in your bag and pop your bag away, because even though it was a dumb phone and it couldn't really do anything, I don't even think it could play Snake, all the kids were gathering around it. All the kids were like, can I try? Can I do this? Can I do that? And it was just really interesting that I feel like even with that, and I don't know what the answer is and I don't know what I'm going to do, and maybe in however many years I'm going to be like, eat my words, this is impossible, and I probably will. But I was like, it's so interesting how even this dumb phone was causing this real like divide, and this real, you could tell that she, while she could access it, was only half in the party.
Yeah.
That, I mean, I've even got that feeling sometimes, like if I don't have my phone bricked or whatever, and I'm like doing something with my family and I'm like, I really want to check that thing that's over there and see what comments I've got or whatever. You could see that feeling in this little girl. And I was just like, it is really, really interesting.
I feel like with that, she could have even had something, when a kid brings anything, and a phone is a big deal.
It could have been a squishy.
And they would all be like, why don't we have one of those? Let me see. And I get it. And especially in that environment. But I guess the whole point of that dance party was to all connect and dance and have fun. So I can see where you're coming from. And I
have no qualms with her bringing it, or the mum allowing her to bring it. Great. I just thought it was an interesting observation that it was like, the way that it can like cause these divides. I mean, you feel it if you're at a girl's lunch and someone's sitting there on their phone or whatever, or even someone in the house when you've decided to put your phone down and your partner starts on their phone and you're like, excuse me, how dare you?
Absolutely. We'll be back in a moment after this short break.
Jayde, you know how good Bonds are with the baby wear.
Oh, yeah.
They've brought the exact same thing to their sleep bags now. It's called the Wonder Sleep range.
Oh, I love that. All right. So can I ask, like, what really is a dog? Because I was confused when the girls were little, and honestly, I kind of still am.
No, it's a completely fair question. I had a hard time getting my head around it too. So a TOG explains basically how warm the bag is. The higher the number, the cozier it is.
So that's how you pick the right one for the temperature.
Exactly. And this is the part I love. Bonds have done too. So you're sorted all year round. The Cooler Nights Wonder sleeping bag is 2.5 5 tog. So that's your cozy padded one for the cold, around 16 to 20 degrees.
Yeah, nice. So that's the winter hero right now.
Basically. And the warmer nights one is 0.8 tog, lighter and breathable for warm nights, more like your 22 to 26 degrees.
Clever. A sleep bag for every season. Bonds, saving the day again.
That they are, and they're the only sleep bag approved by Red Nose for safer sleep.
Huge. What can't Bonds do?
Well, wait for it. You've spoken too soon. Mum Hack Bumpies. They've got this covered with a 2-way zip.
You are kidding. So you can do a nappy change without unzipping the whole thing at 3 a.m. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. So Bumpies, shop the Bonds Wonder Sleep sleeping bags now at bonds.com.au or find them in store.
Now back to the show.
I've got a pickle for you actually that I need you to help me with. Ooh. And this is from my own lived experience.
Can I help?
So this week, whenever we're in the car on the way to or from school, my girls take it in turns picking a song to play.
Yes.
And it comes up on Spotify and it comes up on the screen at the front of the car and it's got like the album artwork and then, you know.
Have you ever put us with our new rebranding on?
No, my kids would not let me listen
to
it in the car.
And Billy wouldn't either, but I have put it on and
it looks good.
And I'm like, look
how good we look. Anyway, that doesn't fit to this because we have bucked the trend. It was a really interesting observation. I think we were listening to Last Friday Night by Katy Perry, which don't listen too close. The lyrics, highly inappropriate for the age of my children, but an absolute banger. Anyway, she is lying down naked.
Who?
And she's Katy Perry. Oh. Katy Perry, and she's got like a cloud that comes up and over her bum, covering her like undies.
Yep.
Poppy, who's 8, goes, "Oh, that's funny. Like the cloud is acting like undies." And I was like, yeah. And she goes, "Hey, Mum, why do all the girls' song pictures, they're never wearing any clothes?"
Sexualisation.
I was stumped because she goes, "All the guy songs we listen to, they're not like that." And I was like, oh, there's so many angles I want. Well, I didn't want to demean the women because obviously all the people we're listening to are adults. If they want to be naked, they can be naked. I didn't want to slut shame. I didn't want to do anything of this. But obviously there's the very real reality that often, unfortunately, as women, sex sells. And if you want to sell albums, you've got to be sexy and do sexy things. And often that involves taking your clothes off. And for men, that's not the case, which then leads into the patriarchy. And I was like, how far do I go with this before Poppy goes, "I wish I'd never opened my mouth and answered the question." So basically I said, look, that's a really amazing observation and a very true observation. I said, unfortunately I said some women just like to dress like that and feel good like that and would like the picture on the front of their album. But I said, but unfortunately for a lot of women, they feel, or society has made them feel, or it is true that in order to get their songs out there and people listening to their songs, they feel like they need to be in less clothing. And I said, and it is a real shame, and men don't go through that same thing. As you've seen, a lot of the pictures of men, they're in clothes. They're not having to try and pose and look a certain way. It's just about their music. And I said, this is due to a bigger thing called the patriarchy, but that's like a big conversation. Like, let's just talk about this for now. Do you have any questions? But it was one, like, I feel like I really thrive and love those big, juicy questions that kind of come out of nowhere and you got to think on your feet. I love them. Like, if there's any sex questions, if there's anything. But this was the first one where I was like, how do I say that observation is accurate and it's unfair on women without, in the same breath, victimizing them all and or slut shaming anyone?
Totally.
What's your thoughts? Have you ever had a question like that?
I have a story to share that shouldn't be shared, but I'm going to share it anyway. But on that, what would I say if they asked me that question? One, I'd be stumped and I'd be like, what do you think? It's always a good one.
Just to buy yourself some time.
So I can process what I can say. And I guess I would say that, and it's pretty fucking, like, I'd be like, well,
oh God.
Well,
no, it's fine.
Girls are beautiful. Like, you know, like they're beautiful beings. They've got beautiful skin, and it's, they can show a bit more, and it's nice. I mean, I'm thinking of literally Katy Perry in a cloud, and she looks beautiful. Like she looks beautiful with a little cloud over a thing, and like that's it. But I absolutely 100% agree with you. I don't think I could articulate myself that in depth to my kids to wrap my head around it, and it would be probably a conversation that Nick would have to have with them that he would absolutely love. He loves to have a deep discussion about things like that. But I don't know. I really don't know. I think I would leave it quite light because I'm unsure of.
It's so funny that you said that women are beautiful beings, because one of my friends wrote back to me when I was talking about those TikTok comments from those men and was like, oh, well, everything they're saying is true. You do look beautiful.
Yeah,
and I said,
think.
if it was a bunch of women on there saying, yes, hottie, like maybe not come soak with me or something, but, hey, beautiful, I would be like, yes, you've made my day. Thank you.
Yeah.
But because it was these crusty men, I was like, oh, fuck, go away. Don't look at me. This place is for the girls. It's not for the guys. Like,
I also would say to them, like, there is like Billie Eilish. She's wearing 58 jackets.
Poppy did say, I feel like Taylor Swift usually has clothes on.
And there's a lot of people that have a little bit more of a different sort of artistic flair. So it's just up to how they want to use their sexual.
But I couldn't shy away completely from being like, what you have observed is true, and there may not be as much choice in this as we would all like to believe.
Agreed. I've got another parenting pickle.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know how many bumpies and parents this has happened to, but please tell me my husband is not alone in this, and myself. It happened in the space of 2 days, and I think it comes down to what is inappropriate to watch on the big screen while your kids are around. Now, to my husband's credit, he was watching a comedy. It was just a random comedy. Kids were even on the couch. He's like, it was funny. It was a funny comedy.
What was it rated?
MA.
Okay,
yeah. But it was nothing like obscene until Yumi the next day goes, hey, Mum, Billy saw a penis on the TV. And I go, what do you mean? Well, she saw a penis and then she saw a woman nearly lick it. And I go,
God.
What? Anyway, he's at work and I go, Harry, what the absolute F
were you watching?
Billy has just, and I'm beside myself, like, have you been watching porn in front of the kids? He goes, oh no, Jayde, I've been meaning to say this to you. I was beside myself. He goes, I was laying on the couch watching a comedy. In the comedy, they opened this laptop and there was this scene in the laptop and it came on so fast. Billy clocked it straight away. I screamed because I couldn't believe, I couldn't find the remote, and they saw it. He screenshot. I got to tell you, it was well and truly inappropriate. I asked the girls, is there any questions that you want to ask any of us about that? Because that's kind of scary. No one wants to see an ugly penis at all.
No, I don't want to see it.
Ever.
No.
Well, yeah, anyway. Anyway.
No comment.
And then
comment.
I, on the weekend, was watching a Kimmy K's new TV series. Is it good? I don't know. And
she's not listening. I don't think you're not going to offend her.
No. And there was it was about to have some sort of scene. The girls were off colouring, but they're about to walk past, so I pause it. It's got something like, please don't come in me.
Was it one of my mates off the TikTok?
I think it was Julio. And I was like, oh shit, they can read. Get it off that one. So it wasn't even just like the scene. It was just like
subtitles.
Subtitles.
Yeah.
I always watch subtitles.
Same. I think that was also showing our age.
Yeah.
I posted the kids watching the Sandlot Kids the other day, and you could see the subtitles on, and someone else wrote back saying, "Gosh, I'm glad someone else."
Yeah.
I can't.
I don't know if it's just because I don't have surround sound, but I just can't.
No, I can't. I've got to be able to read at the same time. Yeah.
But my point is, have you been in a situation where you've been watching something and your kids have seen it and you're like, how do I explain this?
Look, no. Only because
you don't have screens.
I don't really watch. It's very rare for me to watch a TV show, and if I do, it's when the kids are asleep.
Yeah.
Whenever we're watching a movie, it's like you know,
PG.
I just think that like maybe if your kids are awake and around, MA's a stretch.
Yeah, you look, we're getting to the...
Especially if it's a movie you haven't seen before. I think if it's something you've seen before and you kind of like know what's going to happen, whatever. But I think that's one of the reasons even kids movies, like my kids really struggle with trying new movies because they find like often a movie has some kind of like scary or twisted or something point, you know, 3/4 halfway through the movie that the main character has to get through, and they find that really unsettling and unpredictable.
Of course.
And so I think that is kind of the issue with movies. Like sometimes TV shows can be quite predictable in the nature that, you know, like
I agree.
an episode goes. But yeah, I would just say I personally, with the age of my kids and knowing that my kids can't give me a break for an entire movie or TV show length, I don't think I'd watch MA with them awake.
But this is at 7:30 at night and, you know, it's the weekend. It's like, when do you get a chance to watch? Have you time? Anyway, I think maybe...
I think on the main screen,
I know.
a laptop
or
maybe.
his projector in the room, go for it.
I don't even reckon a projector. I think something that you can really quickly just close that lid.
Yeah, but then again, I'm kind of like, Ed Happy was watching Kingdom Dragons or Game of Thrones
if it
or
leads
something
to a good conversation about sex and pleasure and porn and that kind of stuff, great. But I think that like if they're going to be at risk of seeing it, there then has to be a conversation around what they've seen. Well, if I think of myself at that age, if I had have seen like a near blowjob happening, I would need a serious discussion around what that was.
Totally. And like last night, I was cooking dinner and these big dragons came on, and he was like, Is this like now? Like, is this real? And I go, oh, baby, we don't have dinosaurs. These are dinosaurs. We don't have, well, they might have been dragons. Well, the show was dragons. So, yeah, it was
Either
dragons.
way, they're not in your backyard.
They're not in my backyard. And she goes, okay. So
you've got enough other things.
I've got everything else. I'm like, so it's not. And she's like, oh, okay. So it was like a learning thing going, not everything you see
is real. Yeah, I do think a penis being licked is quite different to a dragon.
You never want to hear that come out of a child's mouth.
No.
It was gross.
Yeah. I actually had a funny situation where one of my girls, I was saying something about, go get your dad. He's bloody gasbagging to someone. And she goes, do you know what gasbagging means? And I said, talking a lot. And she goes, oh no, my friend at school told me it means something different. And she's like, I can't remember what it meant, but it was something to do with sex. And I was trying to Urban Dictionary look it up, like other meanings for gasbag. I haven't been able to find it. So if anyone knows like
I think
inappropriate...
She might have heard teabagging. It's true. She might have heard teabagging, and that is... That is naughty.
Okay, I don't think so.
Yeah, gasbagging, teabagging. What else would she have thought?
Kids aren't talking about teabagging.
How do you know?
Unless they've been watching movies in your house. Okay, we've got to go, Bumpies.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Beyond the Bump. If you loved it, please leave us a review.
If you didn't, good on you. You can find more Beyond the Bump goodness and keep up to date by following us on TikTok, Instagram, and our Facebook group page. We'll leave the details in the show notes.
Until next time,
Bye-bye.